Doctor, my partner says they're gonna leave me if I don't stop doing Borat impressions." "Who's your partner?" "My wife!" So Borat 2, or rather Borat Subsequent Moviefilm, delivery of Prodigious Bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan, to give it its full name, is now out online, and throughout this video we're going to be breaking down the most controversial moments from the movie. I just want to get straight into it, but obviously there will be heavy spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the film yet, then I highly recommend that you stick around for the video. Terrible. I promise I'll stop with the terrible jokes now, but with that out of the way, this is the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, now let's get into the breakdown. Okay, so 14 years ago, Borat released his first movie, which ended up making Kazakhstan look so bad that it tanked the country's value of potassium and pubis. Borat was sentenced to the Gulag, but after he's given a special mission to drop a gift off to Michael Pence, he returns to the good old US of A with his daughter. Now this gift is originally supposed to be a monkey, but after Borat's daughter Tutar eats it, Borat decides to hand her over instead. Things go awry, and after he fails to deliver her to Pence, he switches his attention to Rudy Giuliani. Now unless you've been living under a rock in the glorious nation of Kazakhstan, you've probably seen the major controversy surrounding this. In the film, Borat's daughter Tutar poses as a journalist and starts interviewing Giuliani on camera in a hotel room. She says it's a dream come true, and Giuliani seems very receptive to her. Borat even drops in a little subtle joke about Rudy Doody marrying his own cousin, which flies under the radar. Now speaking of flies, not long after, Giuliani is seen lying on the bed, putting his hand in his pants and almost pulling his fly down. Look, I'm sorry, I'll stop with the bad puns, I swear. Look. Now in the footage, Giuliani also tells Tutar that she can give him her phone number and address, and he also seems to be fiddling with address, namely hers. Sorry, look, I promise no more. Now before it goes any further, Borat bursts into the room saying that his daughter is only 15 and that she's too old for him. In the aftermath, Rudy apparently called the police, and since then he said that he was simply tucking his shirt into his pants. It's at this moment that I actually realised I've been tucking my shirt in wrong my entire life. Yikes. No, but this is clearly going to be debated for a long time, and since the reviews for the film dropped, there's been a lot of coverage surrounding the event. In all honesty, it is quite difficult to make out, and Rudy himself stated that it's been heavily edited in order to incriminate him. On Twitter, Giuliani stated, "The Borat video is a complete fabrication. I was tucking in my shirt after taking off the recording equipment, and no time before, during, or after the interview was I ever inappropriate. If Sacha Baron Cohen implies otherwise, he is a stone cold liar. In fact, the NY Post today reports, it looks to me like an exaggeration through editing. As soon as I realised I was set up, I called the police, which has been noted in a THR article on July 8th. This is an effort to blunt my relentless exposure of the criminality and depravity of Joe Biden and his entire family. Deadline reports CAA had a distribution screening in September where there was no mention of the scene holding any importance. We are preparing much bigger dumps off of the hard drive from hell, of which Joe Biden will be unable to defend or hide from. I have the receipts." Alright mate, keep your pants on. Keep it, dear me. Now in the aftermath of it, the police didn't go any further with the investigation, but Giuliani has faced a lot of backlash over the last couple of days, especially as this is in the run up to the election. Now I don't care who you vote for at all, and by that I mean you should vote Kanye, but either way it's brought a lot of negative press around the figure over the last week. In all honesty, I hate every politician as much as the next guy, but when it comes to interviews like this, microphones are often shoved up through people's shirts, so it does seem likely that he wasn't plugging it. We also know there's a point in the interview in which audio issues are raised, so the story does make sense and police haven't investigated it further. Now Borat rushes in before anything actually happens, but due to the way it's framed and the music, it's likely going to be something that people speculate over for a long time. Now I can't see it damaging his career that much in the long run, and if the politics of the past year are anything to go off, it'll be forgotten by the next scandal in about 3 hours time. Now on top of this, the creative team were also sued by the family of Holocaust survivor Judith Dim Evans. Unfortunately, Evans passed away before the film's release today, but that hasn't stopped her daughter from speaking out against it. Evans' daughter claimed that the comedy mocked Jewish culture and the genocide of her people in the Second World War. Baron Cohen himself is Jewish, and he actually stated that Evans was included to mock Holocaust deniers, as we know that part of Borat's character is that he doesn't like the race. The creative team stated that she was clued in on the gag, however her daughter has refuted this and said that she was horrified and upset to learn that her mother would be part of a satirical comedy that dealt with such matters. Baron Cohen apparently broke character before the scene and informed Evans of what it was actually going to be used for in the film. Unfortunately, she passed away so never got to see it, and Evans' family attorney has stated that they haven't seen the footage either. Honestly, when you watch the film, I think it just sounds like a big misunderstanding, and Amazon have actually included bonus content about her story and dedicated the film to her. Baron Cohen is very outspoken against anti-Semitism, and the actor is involved with the Anti-Defamation League. The scene in the film basically involves Borat dressing up as what he views as a Jew and realizing that his stereotypes are wrong. I actually think that the scene is quite touching, and Evans comes across as a sweet old lady. When you look into her real story, it's horrendous what happened to her, and I don't think that the film is making fun of her at all, rather it's the people with bigoted views that they're lampooning. Now on top of this, the film also brings up several significant political moments, including Justin Trudeau wearing blackface and several controversies surrounding Donald Trump. There's also a Disney-esque cartoon that makes fun of his grab her by the P-word comments, and altogether it's filled with a lot of social commentary like this. Baron Cohen also dresses up in a KKK robe and slips into a Republican conference. In addition to this, there's a doctor admitting that he would do a sex attack on Tatur if her father wasn't there, and Borat ends up spending a couple of days with a group of Republicans. Baron Cohen told the New York Times that he had to remain in character the entire time, and we see as they discuss things that they believe about Hillary Clinton, including that she drinks the blood of children. Well, I wouldn't bloody put it past her. Talking about his time with them, Cohen said the following: "It was the hardest thing I had to do. I was waking up, having breakfast, lunch and dinner, and going to sleep as Borat when I lived in the house with these two conspiracy theorists. You can't have a moment out of character." Now you may remember that in the aftermath of the first film, Kazakhstan sued the creative team. The villagers of Glod in Romania also took action against the film, along with several people who lost their jobs due to appearing in it. Now whether this happens over Borat 2 remains to be seen, but I have to say that if they get sued again, it was kinda worth it. Now the film ends with it being revealed that Borat is actually the super spreader of COVID-19, which was created by Kazakhstan and passed through America and Australia through Tom Hanks, who we know caught it in the country. It's an incredible twist and probably the perfect way to end the film in my opinion. Now I think that the movie is absolutely hilarious, and I never thought that a sequel would live up to the first movie, but I actually think that it's better. I can't wait to rewatch this, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Now I would obviously love to hear your thoughts on the film and the most controversial scenes in your opinion. I know there's a lot out there on the movie, but I thought I'd just go into the ones from the film that are currently making the headlines. If you enjoyed the video, then please drop a thumbs up, or we'll chop you up like this sound. I'm sorry, I can't. And make sure you check out our breakdown of Rebecca, which is going to be linked at the end. Don't forget we're also giving away 3 copies of the Marvel Phase 1 box set, and all you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below. The winner is going to be chosen at random on the 30th of October, so make sure you get involved. If you want to support the channel and get to see content early, then please consider clicking the join button below. You can also come chat to us on our Discord server, linked in the description, or at Heavy Spoilers on Twitter. Thanks for making it until the end of the video, you've been the best, I've been Paul, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.